Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be an epic set review of Khans of Tarkir before our draftaja. I'm not promising 10 minutes here because there's plenty of multicolored cards, and these are very important for this set. So this is a 3 to 5 color set. You can do whatever you want in limited. But without further ado, let's start where you should start. So there is a number of these enemy two-color pair gold cards. So that generally is a place to start your draft. And then, for example, the reason why you want to start that way because from these pieces you can pivot into at least two of the wedges. So if you would be starting with Orza, for example, you can pivot yourself into Mardu by adding red or Abzan by adding green. Now, if you would start, let's say, an allied pair like Azorius, then you can only go one way and it's just guys. So you kind of, if you want to stay open, these are signposts and then you kind of want to go into enemy colors and then branch out from there. So that's generally what's happening in the draft. And without further ado, let's just look at some of the cards. So we have Orzhov, Human Warrior, Chief of the Edge as a 3/2, and other warrior creatures you control get +1/+0. This was pretty good. This is an uncommon and it was pretty good in the format. Good little aggressive creature, obviously fits better to Mardu. Chief of the Scale, so this is also Orzhov, that's kind of the brother of the chief of the, what is this, Edge. So it's a 2/3 human warrior, other warrior creatures control get 1 toughness. So that boosts the toughness. If both of them are on the field, then your warriors are pretty formidable. And then we have Sorin Solemn Wisdom, who no one knows what he's looking at in Innistrad. But nonetheless, it is a very, very powerful Planeswalker, especially in Limited. So it's a 4 mana, 2 and a North of Sorin Planeswalker with a 4 loyalty. And for +1, until your next turn, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain lifelink. Like that is unbelievable in limited, and especially in this format where you're gonna have like bigger boards with the morph, you're gonna have some bigger creatures. You can gain a ton of life by plussing Sorin here, and it's also until your next turn. So this is an advantage on blocking as well. So this is very very notable. For -2, you can create a 2/2 black vampire creature token with flying. Pretty good to +1 it later. So go -2 +1 -2. Yeah, those are insane kind of. And then for -6, if you get that, you get an emblem at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. The player sacrifices a creature of their choice. Yeah, I mean that also solves a limited game, but I don't even know if you need to get that. It takes 3 turns though to do that, and these planeswalkers don't have a static ability. That was before that time, but nonetheless, Sorin is very powerful in limited. Other end, amazing removal to a north of instant exile target no land permanent. There's nothing to say. It's an A plus removal or like an A. Um, Mastered away. So this is your Izzet color price. So this can pivot into Jeskai and Timur. It's a 5 mana sorcery. Draw a card. Master of the Way. Master away deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards in your hand. Phew, it's pretty good. Yeah. So this one is basically refill a card and then kills a creature. Yeah. I mean, it kills a creature for basically no card. Yeah. Excellent card. Mind Swipe, X and Izzet. It's an instant counter target spell unless controller pays X. Super Mana Leak, Mind Swipe deals X damage to the spell controller. Well, it's actually a less efficient Mana Leak, sorry, it's like a misstep on my side. So you need to spend X, but you can fireball your opponent that way. Yeah, it's an interesting card, I think. If you can generate a lot of mana, this can end some games. Winter Flame, since this is one and an EZ, it's also an uncommon. Choose one or both, tap target creature, or it deals 2 damage to target creature. Yeah, that's pretty good uncommon. So you can kill a creature, tap creature for 3 mana. Yeah, not bad. Death Frenzy, so this is a 5, and this is a Golga repair, so this can pivot into Absalom and Sultai. And then this is a 5 mana sorcery. All creatures get -2/-2 and turn of fame. Whenever a creature dies this turn, you gain 1 life. This is a pretty high price tag for it, but it can clear a lot of things because it's a more format, so more side 2/2s, so you can clear a number of those. And then you gain life, so that's pretty notable. So if you kill 5 creatures, then you probably stabilize the board because you gained also like 5 life. So yeah, so that might play better than it reads. King Tree Invocation. So this is Golgari sorcery, create an XX black and green spirit creature token where X is the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Yeah, that I remember was pretty good. Rakshasa Death Dealer. Now this is very good card. So this is a 2/2 Golgari costed mini demon. But if you read it further, for Golgari this creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and then for another Golgari you can regenerate this creature. Yeah, I mean this the late game is virtually like the Terminator, like you can't really stop it in any good way. This was very strongly constructed too. So just so you can relate to the power level of this card. Deflecting Palm, so another Marlon staple, so it's Boros. So from here you can pivot into either Jeskai or Mardu. This goes into both stack pretty well. It's an instant. The next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. If damage is prevented this way, Deflected Palm deals that much damage to the source's controller. So basically redirect one of their best creatures damage onto them. Like this ended a lot of games in modern, in standard, and many other formats. Sometimes your opponent is at 5, they are turning a corner, but they need to attack you with big creatures, and that's the way you kill them. So, High Spire Mantis, so this is 2 and a rolls of insect, flying, trample, 3/3. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like here. Like, if you can augment this creature, that is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Flamper is usually, like a joke, but still, it's CC Flyer would already be good. Write down. So yeah, so this is the blocker's nightmare. So it's a Boros for an instant. Destroy target blocking creature. Creatures that were blocked by that creature this turn gains trample on the end of turn. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Kills the blocker. Like this is one of the best aggressive cards for limited ever printed, I think. Yeah, kills the blocker and they take all the damage. Unbelievable card. Ice Federator, so this is Simic, so this can pivot into Sultai and Timur. And then this is Bird Salmon for Simic 2/2 with flying, it's already good. And then it has more for 1 and Simic. And when this creature turns face up, you may return another target creature to its owners. And wow, it's like a man of war. This card used to be good. Yeah, good solid stuff. Sagumole, another very good card. So this is a rare, no wonder. So it has a morph for 5, and when you flip it up, so it's a hefty morph card. When you flip it up, it has trample, hexproof, and it's a 6/6. Like that is unbelievable. Like given what's happening on the battlefield, and the morph unflip doesn't go into the stack, so it just like happens. So it's not like your opponent can react to it with a removal spell. But on the other way around, you can do it. So if they try to kill it as a morph, you have the mana to turn it face up. Then yeah, you took a card out of their hand because it's a hexproof, and then yeah, it's a giant 6/6. So they can't really tangle with this too much. Secret plans, so it's an enchantment for Simic, face down creatures you control at +1 toughness, and whenever permanent control is turned face up, draw a card. So this is how the morph deck, generates card advantage. I think this card is pretty solid if you can build around that. Usually morphs are better in this format than they are lately, similar to 2000 as completely embarrassing. In 2015, 2021, it's a different story. But yeah, so that was the secret plans. So now we are going into the clans. So we start off with Mardu. So this is the Nomads clan, and Ankler Shankler. It's a 5-mana 2 and a Mardu Goblin Berserker with 2/2 haste. That's a very impressive so far. Whenever this creature attacks creatures it control gets first strike and death touch on the end of turn, basically unblockable. Because all of your creatures gonna take down their blockers, which is just unbelievable. This card is very good. Like if this comes out, the game is like largely over in the Mardu deck. Yeah, great card. Butcher of the Horde, another insane card for Mardu. So this is 1 and Mardu for a flying demon, which is a 5/4, and you can sacrifice a creature, and it gains your choice of Vigilance, Lifelink, or Haste until end of turn. So yeah, so in this format, actually, there's like surprisingly a number of ways to make tokens in Mardu. So you can sacrifice some of those Goblin tokens and just give you Butcher whatever bonus it needs. Yeah, solid card. I mean, 4 mana of 5/4 would already be very good, and this has extra text on it, so awesome card. Like this is actually like probably like an A plus rare, definitely an A. This is something which will get you back from behind because of the life link and the flying. Crackling Doom, yeah, awesome removal. So this is just plain Mardu to cast. So red, white, and black. It's an instant. It deals 2 damage to each opponent, and each opponent sacrifices creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls. So that's usually the creature you wanna hit in limited anyway, and that gets you that. So yeah, awesome card. And then we have the Ascendancy Cycle. So these are like enchantments for each of these clans. So they all cost their clans respective colors. So this costs Mardu. And whenever an on-token creature you control attacks, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice this enchantment. Creatures control get plus O plus 3 until end of turn. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, so you can create a lot of goblin. So it's not one or more attacks, but for every non-token creature, you create a goblin that's attacking, so you can go pretty wide, and then you can save your creatures if there's like a board wipe type of thing happening. So yeah, Mardu Charm. So this is the charm. That's another cycle. They all cost again the clan's color. So this costs Mardu, and it's an instant. Choose one. It deals 4 damage to target creature. Basically, hard removal. Create two 1/1 white warrior creature tokens. They gain first strike until end of turn. This is a nice little defensive combat trick. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature non-land card that player discards cards, so it's a do less effect. Yeah, I mean all modes are solid. Like these cards are absolutely premium, all of them. You pick them highly and then try to like be on that color. Yeah, these are all excellent cards. Mardu Rough Rider. This is an uncommon orc warrior to an Amardu for a 5/4, and whenever this creature attacks, target creature can bark to stun. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty beefy smasher, because if they have like 1/5/5 and they just have morphs, then this attacks with pretty good impunity, because you can take down 2 morphs and then have the big one not be able to block it. Yeah, solid card. Ponyback Brigade, that's another solid common, by the way. So this is one way to create a board state for Mardu. So this is 3 and a Mardu, Goblin Warrior, and you can morph it for 2 and a Mardu. And if you morph it up, you still stay with a 2/2, but you get up to like you can create 3/1/1 red Goblin creature tokens. Yeah, that's what the Mardu deck really wants. So that's awesome. Zurgo Health Smasher. So this card is legendary mythic rare. Like I just opened so many packs and boxes from this set and I only ever saw one. Like I don't even met people who opened this card. Which is not bad because the card is pretty brutal and limited. So this is like 2 and a Mardu for an Orc Warrior. So he's the clan leader. Zurgo. He has haste, attacks each combative able 7/2, which might sound fragile, but during your turn it has indestructible, so this just gets it. And then whenever a creature dealt damage by Zorgo this turn dies, which it is because it's a 7 power, then put a +1/+1 counter on it, so it just gets worse. Yeah, this card is unbelievably good in limited. If they can't kill it or you can protect it on their turn, then yeah, this is gonna run away with the game. Avalanche Tusker, so now we are arriving to the Mardu clan. So there's a rare Avalanche Tusker, it's a 2 venom Timur Elephant Warrior. Whenever this creature attacks, target creature defending player controls blocks it if able. Yeah, I mean this slices down creatures and you target it so you can pick off their small creatures. Yeah, it's pretty good in limited. Bear Companion, so this is the uncommon, 2 and a Timur, human warrior. When this creature enters, create a 4/4 green bear creature token. Yeah, this thing is awesome. Like this is limited all-star. You get two what is it, 6/6 power and toughness across 2 bodies. Insane stuff. Savage Knuckle Blade, that's also savage. So this is Timur, Ogre Warrior. Cost Timur for a 4/4. That's already good. Like, like undercosted overstudied. And for 2 and a green, it can get +2/+2 until of turn. And then you can only activate it once each turn. Thanks God. And for 2 and a blue, return it to its owner's hand. Protection from removal, although a little bit expensive. And then for single red, this creature can gain haste until end of turn. Yeah, I mean, Savage Knuckleblade was ruling a lot of tables, constructed as well as limited too, so unbelievable stuff. Snowhorn Rider, so this is 3 and a Timur for Human Warrior, and it morphs for 2 and Timur. It's a 5/5 trampler. So this is one way to win games, like send it in as a morph, like they block it with a 1/1 and you flip it up and then you stake 4 from the tempo. And then sometimes you have more mana and you can even do a combat trick on it. Yeah, solid card. It's a role player, but pretty solid. So Surak Dragonclaw, he's the Timur clan leader, so it's 2 and a Timur, human warrior, 6/6. So it has flash, can be countered, all good words so far, and creature spells you control can be countered, and other creatures control have trample. Yeah, this card is unbelievable. Like that's exactly what you need in this format because board stars are pretty frequent with creatures, and then this lets you get through. Timur Ascendancy is an enchantment. For Timur, creatures control get haste. Whenever a creature you control with power 4 or greater enters, you may draw a card. Yeah, this was everything what Timur wants. It brings your creatures ahead of schedule because of the haste, and then if you hit the 4 mana mark, then you start drawing cards. Solid stuff. Timur Charm. The charm is also excellent. It's an instant, and then the modes are target creature you control gets +1/+1 at the end of turn. It fights target creature you don't control. Amazing. Then mana leak, and then creatures with powers 3 or less can block this turn. Yeah, all modes are super solid on this card. Yeah, these cards are excellent. Trap Essence, so it's a Timur instant counter target creature spell, put 2 +1/+1 counter on up to one target creature. Yeah, I mean this one is, this format does have board stars, so it's not just solving everything. But still put 2 +1/+1 counter is pretty good beef on a creature. Like let's say your 2/2 now becomes a relevant creature and trades with a good creature, right? And then you countered another spell. So yeah, so there's a lot to like here. Then we venture into the Abzan class. So this is the Desert Warriors. So their ascendancy cost Abzan, it's an enchantment, and when this enters, put a +1/+1 counter in each creature you control. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. The fact that that has flying is unbelievable. Like that's also another way to actually solve board start games. Yeah, Timur Absence Silence is just an excellent card. So yeah, it's like an A. It's a kind of reverse doing it that if you are ahead, it's better because you put the counters, but if you fall behind, it kind of helps you stabilize because you get the spirits and you can block and buy time. Awesome card. Absent Charm. So this is the Absent Charm instant. And the modes are exile target creature with power 3 or greater. Excellent. You want to exile exactly those cards. You draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Yeah, that's just a good black card draw. Distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures. And that's instant speed. So you can win 2 combats with this. Yeah, there's plenty of way for this to generate us card advantage. Really, really good card. Absent Guide, yeah, so that's another one which might be handy in a war style situation. So it's a 6 mana, 3 and an absent human warrior, and it's 4/4 with lifelink and morphs up for 2 and absent. So yeah, this can do some surprise there. Unoffense of the foremost, so this is the absent crown leader, it's a mythic human soldier, and it's a 3 mana 4/4 again. So very, very good start. And whenever attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on another target that creature you control. If a non-token creature an opponent owns would die, or a creature card not on the battlefield would be put into an opponent's graveyard, exile that card instead. So yeah, so it hates on the graveyard, otherwise just a solid card. Armament Corpse. So this is a human soldier for 2 and an absent. It's a 4/4. When this creature enters, distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures you control. Yeah, I mean, it can enter as a 6/6 or distribute the love. Yeah, very, very good card. Dune Blast, now speaking of a very good card, so it's 7 mana, which is a lot. It's sorcery, but this format is slower. And then choose up to one creature, destroy the rest. So what's gonna happen here that you're gonna kill every creature except that you keep your best creature. That's like a huge advantage. You can do it pre-combat, clear the way, and then finish up your opponent. And even if you don't, like they will have a hard time catching back up here. Ivory Tusk Fortress. So it's an elephant for 5 mana, 2 and absent, and it's 5/7. So set line is already good on this. And then untap each creature you control with the +1/+1 counter on it during each other player's unstep step. Yeah, and Abzan is pretty good at putting +1/+1 counters on things, so your board can have pseudo vigilance, which is very, very good. And then Siege Rhino, the most iconic card in the set, ladies and gentlemen. This was everywhere for, as long as the set was legal. This is so standard play, modern play, limited play. Yeah, this is just an awesome card design invoking a lot of memories. So it's 1.5 for a Rhino. It's a 4/5 with trample, and when this creature enters, each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. So yeah, like chaining siege rhinos was, a nightmare for everyone in standard. People were forcing it with Vipo Therables, like getting like Siege Rhino into Siege Rhino into reanimation Siege Rhino. And it's hard to lose with Siege Rhinos on the battlefield. You mostly attack with impunity, it's a 4/5 trampler. Limited maybe, there are things which can block it, but still, like this card is very good. So and it's an iconic piece of cardboard to play. And then Efreet Weapon Master from Jeskai. So this is a 3 and a Jeskai Efreet Monk with first strike. It's a 4/3, and when this creature enters or its turn face up, another target creature you control gets +3/+0 until end of turn. So yeah, so this can help you, win 2 combat again, right? Like if you can set up 2 creatures bouncing, which is not unheard of in this format, then yours get +3/+0. Or this has first strike, so this can eat something. Yeah, this is a solid card. Or you just, put it on a flyer for the last few points of damage. So lot to like here. And then Flying Crane Technique. So this is the Jeskai Overrun. It's an instant on the power creature's control. They gain flying and double strike on the end of turn. So yeah, so they're gonna have evasion and they're gonna hit your opponent very hard, and your opponent is gonna probably perish. So Jeskai Ascendancy. So this is a Jeskai version of it. This might be the weakest in limited, but in constructed, this was wreaking havoc across standard, modern, even legacy. Yeah, this was a real deal back then. So it is a combo card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Untap those creatures. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So really what's happening here, if you can manage to make mana while, like casting infinite, like casting cheap spells, you can kind of go like infinite with this is the trick, and then you have a infinitely big creature which will finish your opponent. Jeskai Charm, so this is the charm, and the modes are put target creature on top of its owner's library, can remove all, deals 4 damage to target opponent or planeswalker, good burn spell, and then creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain lifelink until end of turn. Yeah, lifelink is very strong on this. So yeah, another very good charm, and these are like A's generally. Mantis Rider, this, believe it or not, so modern play for humans, because this is kind of like a very hard to block creature. If they don't have like removal spells for it, yeah, like it's very hard to interact with, because it's just guy for a human monk, 3/3 with flying vigilance at haste. So it just comes out and like lightning bolts them every turn basically. Very good card. Narset Enlightened Master. So this is the clan leader. It's a mythic human monk for 3 and a just guy. I don't know in limited how good it is, but this used to be one of the best commanders and like CEDH commander for the longest time. It's a 3/2 with first strike and hexproof, and whenever it attacks, exile the top 4 cards of your library. On the end of turn, you may cast non-creature spells from among those cards without paying their mana cost. So guess what was the joke? That people played it with Time Walk or like extra turn spells, and every time it attacked, you get an extra turn with it. So yeah, that's for you. Yeah, I don't know if how it is in limited. The body is pretty small, but yeah, I never really played this in limited, so we'll like to see. Sage of the Inward Eye. So this is a 2 and a Jeskai creature, Jin Wizard with flying. It's a 3/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures control gain life link on the end of turn. Yeah, that's very solid. I mean, that's one way to win a lot of games to gain like 30, 40 life. So yeah, Warden of the Eye. It's 2 and a Jeskai for a Jin Wizard. It's a 3/C. When this creature enters, return target non-creature non-land card from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, this is pretty solid. So, and then we're gonna move to our last clan. It's Sultai. So we have the Abomination of Gudul. So this is a 3 and a Sultai horror. It's flying 3/4, which is a little bit weak in terms of stat line, but whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. So whenever it hits your opponent, you loot. And it does have more for 5, so you can play that 6 in kind of installment with an interest you pay on it. But yeah, the card is not bad once you flip it. Carol Leech Lord, so this is a rare, so it's a 3 and a Sultai Zombie Wizard 4/4. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 2 and a black. If you do, return a creature card at random from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains flying, trample, and haste, and exile at the beginning of your next end step. If it would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. So yeah, so you get really rebate on your creatures and they're gonna hit your opponent. So if you are attacking, this card is very, very good. Rakshasa Vizier, this is also a very good card. So it's a 2 and a suit type for a 4/4 demon. And whenever one or more cards put into exile from your graveyard, put that many +1/+1 counter on this creature. Yeah, this can grow. This can grow if you can set it up. Yeah, so not much to mention. CDC Brute Tyrant, another extremely powerful card. This is the Clan Reader, so it's one of the suit type for Snake Shaman. So play in standard, commander, a lot of the other places. And whenever it enters or attacks, you may have 3 cards. Whenever one more creature card are put into graveyards from your library, you create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So when it enters, it brings a 2/2. When it attacks, it brings a second one. And then if it survives, you go from there. Yeah, a lot of good value in this card. So Suta Ascendancy. Yeah, maybe this was the weakest Ascendancy. Yeah, I think it is. Basically, it's 3 mana for Enchantment that lets you survey in your upkeep. Yeah, there isn't much. I mean, for Suta, it looks better because, you want to fill your graveyard. But otherwise, I think this is probably the weakest of the bunch because, like, a 3 mana do nothing enchantment. Yeah, yeah. Not a fan of this one. Like you really need to build around. Sultai Charm, however, I was a big fan of this one. So it's Sultai for instant, destroy target monocolored creature, which is a little bit difficult in this set, but there's still plenty of targets. Does not target morphs though. Those are not monocolored, they're colorless. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, so it's good because you can main like a sideboard card, draw 2 cards and discard a card. So that's kind of your bailout mode. So I think this card is solid. I used to be a big fan of this card. Sultai Sultai, yeah. So this is a 2 and a Sultai Snake Shaman for 2/5. When this creature enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get a big anticipate from it. So solid. And it tangles pretty well on the board. Oh, and fills your graveyard too. So Villainous Wells, yeah, this was reprinted in Thunder Junction and it was great there too. People who knew the joke, they picked it highly, they built around it, and they beat other people with it. So it's excellent Sultai for sorcery, and target opponent exiles the top X cards of their library. You may cast a number of spells with mana value X or less from among them without paying their mana cost. Yeah, this is just like kind of saying win the game. Once you cost it for like 7, you're gonna get everything on the board. Yeah, solid card. Oh, and it's their cards too, so you get the information. Yeah, and this was our multicolor set review for you. So we're gonna get back for colorless on the next one. And thanks for watching, and see you back then.